I traveled out to Virginia Beach, Virginia to check out Vetmaster's amazing collection of air-conditioned C2 Corvettes, but I also wanted to see how they assemble their 67 Stinger hoods. They use continuous strand fiberglass, and at the facility in Ohio, we see where they load the fiberglass into the steel tool. There's a male and female tool that is inside of a giant press. These tools are heated to a very specific temperature. They pour the resin on top of the fiberglass mat. Once they close the tool, it applies heavy pressure, depending on the part, anywhere from 200 to potentially 400 tons of pressure for about 30 to 40 minutes. We're making hood surrounds in this clip. Once it's done, the tool is released, and out comes a fully cured fiberglass panel, and this is what GM created. This is the process that GM created in the 50s and 60s to make Corvettes repeatable, to make high-quality panels. This gives you a nice uniform piece, and it also ensures that it's fully cured, it won't distort. Today we're going to install a hood skin onto a hood structure, and we're going to go through the whole process.
This is how I get it in the right spot every time.
He was just saying first on the skin, he punches out the little piece there, it's perforated, so he knocks that out, and then they make this hood insert so we can get it screwed in the corners. See how it's thin on the edges, it tapers down, so it's just
the way the tool's made.
It basically punches that out, and then this insert goes on the back side to give you a mounting surface. In front of me is our first Mid-Year Mitch giveaway. I teamed up with Vetmasters, and we're giving away one of their big block 67 Corvette Stinger hoods with the chrome hood insert. You have the opportunity to win this by heading over to the Mid-Year Mitch website by purchasing stickers, shirts, hats, merchandise, as well as birdcage pieces and reproduction parts from Vetmasters. You have the opportunity to win this. So every $25 you spend gives you 1 entry. Every $50 you spend gives you 2. $100 gives you 3. And 200 or more gives you 4. So you have an opportunity to win this beautiful hood.
Always Fixture. Once that's done, flip it over.
So you're putting tape on the back.
What I want is a witness mark here. I need to see where I need my holes at. It'll probably only touch, yeah, look, all 3. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Shows you right where you gotta have your hole at. I don't trust that. Trust that.
Perfect. Lines up perfect. You can set it up in your fixture. Now you said you tooled this fixture off of the hood that you used to build all of.
It was a really nice original 67 400 air convertible that we bought back in the 80s, like late 80s.
Oh, wow.
And it had been hit, so it was apart since 78. But it had a perfect big block hood on it. And that's what I used to make this, like I hand made this the exact shape. And when I got done, when that was made, the stipulation for having it be right is I have to be able to bolt it on there and shut it, and it fits here perfect. And it did. And every one that I put off to here is the same way. What we do now, get us a frame.
These are all the skins and the structures that were made before we had a chance to make the hood surround video. So you can see this is their inner structure. It doesn't have any of the nut plates in it yet.
Well, you'll see how that works here just in a minute.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome.
I made the jig so that you do that all it's all part of the process. Putting the reinforcement plates.
Well, that saves time for sure. Do it all in one step.
All this is for once I do this, then this this frame stays with this skin, because the first thing I do is mark it. All the way around. I mark this. Can't forget to do back here. And then the other thing I do, the reason that this stays, that they stay as a pair now, is see how there's a little, so what I mark this how it needs to be trimmed so that it'll sit down inside that lip. 67 big block's the only one that has that lip on the edge.
Okay. The rest of them just sandwiched flat.
Right, to make sure that this is how it needs to be. These corners in particular, and sometimes back here they need a little shave right here, but this one doesn't seem to.
So you can see where there's that lip on the skin.
Both these corners I usually trim just a little bit, so I mark them while it's here. Now we're gonna leave this as a set, but we're not gonna. Now you see what's there. It shows you exactly where to grind.
Okay.
You're gonna grind all of this. All the way around on the inside and the outside lip.
And then you're going to grind.
And you're going to grind this, you know, from here this way and from here this way.
Right.
You know about how much, you know, the thickness of the bonded strip.
Yeah, which generally around like an inch or so.
Inside the mark gets grinded.
Perfect.
And depending on how particular you are, you're going to really adhere to that mark. The way I like to do it ideally is you just stay inside the mark. So when you're done, you wipe this off with lacquer thinner and it's all gone. And by the time you glue it, there's no evidence.
Yeah, look all nice and clean when you're done.
Originally, they were media blasted.
Okay.
But I don't have anyone in town that can do that. That I would trust to do that to a fiberglass panel without blowing a freaking hole in it. You know, they're all guys that blast on Navy ships.
Right.
I'm not going to send a bunch of these down there.
No, this is fragile. You can easily chew it up.
That's the original one. If you really look at a nice original one, you'll see around here it'll be all frosted. It's because they use a media blaster to rough them all up. We don't do that.
Looks good.
I'm just going to put this one aside.
So we're going to do the cooking show technique.
Yeah, we're skipping ahead. We did a little meal prep.
Everybody's seen it on my channel. So did you just rough it up with like, what do you use, like 50, 36?
36 on a grinding wheel.
Okay, that's what I always use as well.
And then this goes in the jig.
So you just prepped it off with a little lacquer thinner, just to get any dust and contaminants off?
Dust, but also about if you got any oil, any kind of oil. That's what I use to make the fronts.
Yeah, in another video you guys saw, whenever they set up the inner fender to the fender cap, when they set up this gap here, they use one of these 67 hoods, which is tooled off of an original 67 hood. So that means that if you have an original hood, you should be able to fit it on one of the front ends. You want a good fixture when you're doing these because you don't want any deviation. So this is nice solid steel. You can see they have all their pads for bucking the rivets, and they have all their holes to locate all of those, so they're the same every time. These are the pads that are threaded and adjustable. You want a good solid foundation because you want all these hoods to be the same. You could do this at home, but the problem is this curvature here is really important to get right to match up to your car. So this one is just mocked up in place here, but this, if you want your car to look nice, setting this gap with your hood will make it look like $1,000,000. And if you're off, that's how you know that it wasn't done super well. So what type of adhesive do we have here?
It's Axon 7. I don't know what it's called on this particular formation, but that's what I use for.
So whenever you mix it hot, about how much time do you think you have to work?
Oh, we gotta be moving. We gotta be pretty quick here.
It's when it gets dangerous, when you start filming. If I get into a long-winded discussion, we're in trouble.
I mark them. Silver paint.
We have the nut plates laid out. They make these nut plates. These are for the hood pins in the back. These ones are for the hood hinges, and this is for your hood strap. So we have them all laid out. Now, about ready to pop this open, drill our holes, and start getting the rivets installed.
That's how it should be. See how fast that went through?
Yeah, that bit's not messing around. The hood insert cured up, so we can take the fixture off, and now you're getting all the nut plates.
Yep. First one I do is the hood prop, because it doesn't... I do that, then I totally disconnect it from the molds. The way the jig's made, you see how I put the 2 rivets in.
Okay, so that gives you your pad to rivet onto.
Now you don't smack the rivets until you have the bolts that hold the plate. It'll pull the plate and the fiberglass all the way tight, where you don't. Otherwise, you end up with it when you get done, the rivets sticking out, and you put that in there first. Yeah, there
okay.
You go. And you use that part to kind of tighten everything up before you actually. So you slide that part down the shank of the rivet. Then you turn it around where that round part is.
Oh, gives you a perfect dome too.
Now you take this off.
Is that a tool that you guys made, or did you buy that?
This, we bought that.
Okay.
From, I don't know who, Eastwood, or I don't know who, I don't even remember. But you can tell it's been hit a bunch.
Oh yeah.
I put these in loose, then we'll shut it, and there'll be a little bit of movement.
Okay.
So I'll get it where I want it inside the lip here. Then while it's shut, I'll tighten everything up. Then I'll open it again, and this will be in a position where now I can drill my rivet holes.
Okay.
Then I'll open it again. I'll take these off, I'll put rivets in, I'll put it all back together, tighten this up.
That way everything fits
Then
perfect.
then I'll smack the rivets.
Definitely gonna have to come to you.
Me?
At least at the top or on the edge here.
Bottom looks pretty good. It's a little tight, yeah, right here. Yeah, that looked. So now the tool's closed, you can lock down your nut plates since you have the correct position.
Yeah, I tighten it now.
So then you just put your rivets.
Yeah, I just put one, then I use the jig to push it. I push the whole frame down on it once you see it coming up through the hole, because it's a tight fit, and that's kind of how you want it.
You get all 3 of them in first, or do you just do one at a time? Okay.
Just do what you do. Take the bolts out. 3 rivets.
Do you bolt this back down then?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, one-handed with the camera is not ideal.
Now wherever it's at, it's where it's at. Because these don't move anymore. So now you just tighten it all the way up and you're ready to swag the rivets.
Perfect. So it locks in your position.
Yeah, before you drilled the rivet holes and put the rivets in, it could have been, you could have moved it around. We ain't moving it around now.
And now it's locked in.
I'm at that point where I'm like,
How much do you need? So does this use like the liquid hardener, or do you have a
no,
paste?
That's the only thing about it I really don't like. I wish it didn't come. It wasn't black. It came with black hardener.
Oh, how are you supposed to know when it's mixed in?
You just keep going for a while.
Gosh. Yeah, be a little risky with your first couple applications. You got a little bit of a learning curve. And...
Well, I just go more than I think I need to, just to make sure, because you can't tell.
Right.
If it was white, it would be.
Yeah, you could get the color right every time.
It would be such a small amount of white that it would actually make this just gray enough that it would be even more perfect than it is. But I can't get them to give me anything but black.
That's tough.
We wipe down.
We are indeed.
Your squeegee, sir. We're gonna. Oh, nice. You see that? It shouldn't be liquid. It should be this stuff right here. The toothpaste. No, I'm trying to. Yeah.
You want this latch on this side?
Sure. It's not going to get tight yet.
Okay.
We need to get moving there, Zach, because it's starting to go.
So you get all these contacting the structure, and then you tighten the turnbuckles in the back.
Yep.
So now you got it all clamped in place. Nice, have to let it cure up, right?
Yep. Looking golden.
Cool. So you put even pressure all around it. That'll make sure that it pushes skin and the structure into the shape of your fixture. Awesome. Yeah, you want to make sure it's definitely secured good and solid, because sometimes people open the hood or the wind catches it, and they can, if it's not glued down properly, the structure can pop off. A lot of original cars have that problem, so you want to make sure you have a good
small
seal.
block ones in the middle, you know.
Exactly, the X always gets loose. Yeah, that looks awesome. Cool. Wasn't too bad. Whenever you have a good fixture that's thought out, you're able to get the same results every time with the nut plates, getting the center located.
Yep.
For the insert.
Now we'll let it dry, and it'll come out. There'll just be a little bit of sanding to do around the edge, you know, where this stuff, where it's squeezed out.
Right, just along here. That looks good. Cool. So then you just have a whole nother army of them
Those are
staged
just skins off the stack that we.
whole way back here, and whole big inventory back here. Along with their tire tub lids, hood surrounds, or tire tub lids is lids, and there's some of the tubs up there. Whole bunch of inventory. I will be at Corvettes at Carlisle, the same spot that we always are, by spot K62, right next to the Quanta gas tank trailer. It's a big semi-truck trailer, you really can't miss it. I'll be set up there with the 65 Roadster I've been working on. That was there 2 years ago just as a bird cage on the Roadster Shop chassis. Well, now the car is basically done with my portion of the program, and I'm handing it off to the owner. But if you want to come see the car, stop by Thursday or Friday. I believe he's picking it up Friday night, so it won't be there Saturday, but I will be there with a booth set up selling reproduction parts from Vette Masters. We'll have some front ends there on display, as well as some of their other fiberglass pieces and various trim and reproduction parts there. We'll have those on display. Birdcage parts, all those will enter you to win the giveaway, as well as merch. So feel free to stop by, say hi. We'll be there Thursday to Saturday. I'm excited to see you guys at Corvettes at Carlisle. Hopefully we have good weather and it's a good show. I got a lot of work to do, and I'll catch you guys later.